All right. So we have Praveen with us. So yeah, so Mr. Praveen, hey, how are you, man?
Hey everyone, I'm good. How is everyone here? So we are live on my channel as well. So we have you and me next to each other on my YouTube channel too.
All right,
So
all right,
go
all
on,
right, all right. Yeah, so he is a lead constructor, consultant at
constructor.
Virtuous. Yeah, okay, sorry for that. He is an open source enthusiast. He is doing great job in empowering the community. So why not welcome Mr. Praveen Purushottam. So over to you, Praveen. I will be backstage. So if you need anything, I will be available.
Stay on
Yeah,
the video. Don't switch off the video or else it will get screwed up.
sure.
So hey
Yeah.
everyone,
Okay.
Praveen here and not Praveen Purushottam. It's Praveen Purushothaman. Everyone kills my dad's name. So today it's going to be an interesting thing today. So I'll give you a quick brief of like how we can create some kind of like game using React JS. And we are going to do it everything from scratch. For people who are beginners, they will be really benefited. And what we are going to do is we will be starting with something like what should I say exactly? With a boilerplate, and then we will go ahead with creating something awesome by creating some scenes and then clicking on something that should open up a puzzle, and then somehow you need to clear that page to go to another page. That's what escape games are called as, right? So this is what we are going to do, and it's going to be really awesome. And hey everyone who are watching in YouTube as well, so hey, and Darsh is here. Darsh is from Developer Circles Facebook. And hey Darsh, did you check out the YouTube live stream as well? See how it is coming up? You did
Okay.
not,
Okay.
right?
So yeah. I will just check it. Yeah. Let me just bring it.
I'll send you the link
All
right
right.
away.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
1 second. Oh, where are you? Okay, I'll send it to you in LinkedIn. Okay, just give me a
Sure.
second.
Perfect. No
Sorry
issues.
folks, this is all like backstage talks, but still, okay, I'll keep continuing with what I'm planning to do. So we will be creating a couple of scenes, and in those couple of scenes we will be looking at there are we will create some kind of nice puzzles, and clicking on one thing it will open up a new puzzle, and in that new puzzle there will be a couple of things like questions to solve. Could be arithmetic, could be logical, something like that, could be kind of related to color and the environment, and everything will be done using React. And at the end you'll be able to come out of the uh, room and win the whole game by solving all those puzzles. That's what we are going to do. So we'll be using states, props, components, and you'll be learning all those things as well in this 1 or 1.5 hour session. So that's going to be it about. And what do you think about it?
It would be great. It sounds really awesome. So I'm really excited to be here. Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. That's super cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly share my screen,
All right.
and I hope everyone will be able to see that as well. I really feel that it should work.
Okay.
Hey,
It's
so
working.
I
Yeah.
guess in YouTube it works. Is it working fine on your StreamYard?
Yes. Perfect. Perfectly fine. Yeah.
Cool. Super. Please say yes if you are able to see the screen. And yeah, cool. Now the first thing which we will be doing is, okay, let me quickly show what exactly we are gonna do here. So I'm gonna switch on a new window here using Visual Studio Code. That's my go-to editor for all these React based applications. And here we will be trying to do something awesome. So there is Darsh in the backstage, helping me, pushing me on these things. You'll be able to hear his voice. Darsh, make some noise.
Yeah. Hi, man.
See?
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's do one thing. Let me quickly open up something. So let me open a new incognito window. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a repository. So let me go to github.com/Praveen Science. And I'm creating a new repository. Let's make it as React game, React escape game, escape room. I'll send the link shortly. Part of series on, okay, part of Praveen's YouTube live stream. And then I'm just giving a create repository without initializing anything on this. So this is the link that you need to go for. And I'm sending the link in the YouTube. So there is Eddie Jody here. And he keeps saying that, yeah, again, Angular is good, but I'm sorry, Eddie. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position to accept it, but still, we will be doing something on Angular as well. So super soon. Okay, cool. So let's go back again. So the way I'm going to clone this repository is I'm going to copy this whole link and then put it on the some text editor, add my username in front of it, and then copy that. Then in my new file, I have this option, like either I can open a folder, I can clone a repository. So I'm going to use the clone repository, paste the URL, and the first option that you see is the clone from URL. Use that. It will ask me where I can save. I'm just gonna give my one of the folders and select the repository location. It's gonna clone it, and I'm gonna click on open. It opens up in the same window. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, the first thing is I'll be creating a React application by using the command create React app from npx. So npx create React app, and I'm going to give dot as the current directory because I want the whole thing to be in the current directory. So this is going to go like this. In the meantime, I'll just quickly check out the, hey Surendranath, nice to meet you. Okay, in the meantime, I'm also gonna check out if there are any nice like scenes that I can use. So that is the first thing which I'm gonna do now. So in case anyone has any ideas, please do give me, and let's go on. So the first thing which I want is some kind of like a, what do you call this, puzzle scene. So I'll just use Google, and maybe images will be the perfect way. So let me go to images.google.com and then escape room puzzle. There are like hundreds of puzzle ideas that we will get. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with any of these images. We'll start with just two puzzles. Okay, so that is which we will be doing, and I'm just looking at some random things. So before that, I want a background for our escape room. So let's go ahead with an image size of 1920 by 1080, which is going to be the normal one. Okay, this one looks creepy enough to be the escape room. Okay, so let's open this up. Doesn't look good. Actually, this one looks nice. So we'll go with this one. I'm going to go to imgur and then try to paste it here. So we've got the uploaded image here so that we can use it without any copyright violation or something like that. So we can copy this one. Okay, so this is our escape room image. Okay, now in the meantime, we have got our React.js application finished. So what we will do is, let me quickly commit everything in. So how many of you wants me to use command line interface for Git, and how many of you want me to use GUI for Git? Please tell me in the comments on YouTube. Hey Darsh, did you get anyone
Yes,
who is saying which one?
Yes, I will go with command line.
You'll go with command line. Okay, let's go with
Perfect.
command line then. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a lot of shortcuts here. So I'm gonna use add, commit, and with a message. So created a React app using CRA. Cool. And I'm just gonna send everything to the master. So if I go back to our GitHub repository, we'll be able to see everything here. Cool. Now the first thing which I wanted to do is go to this source file and reveal it in the finder to create a couple of directories: components, styles, assets. Oh, I've got an idea. Instead of copying, having this in imgur, I'm planning to use it here in my assets folder. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put it in the assets. I can put it as background.jpg. Okay. And we've got tests. So what I'm going to do is the CSS file I don't require. I don't want the index.cs file as well. So app.js goes into components. App.test.js goes into test. We don't need this logo, so I'm deleting this. The moment I delete all these things, okay, this will not run because of these things. So I'm going to go to the index, get rid of the CSS import, and I'll just disable this extension for now. Then instead of using app directly from here, I'm going to use component/app, and then I'll just save this off. And inside the test, so this one should go like components and app. Okay, so I'll just save these two things and I'll go to the components, get rid of everything, make a simple arrow function. Actually, I don't need an arrow function. I need a class component because I will be using states and props. So I'll use the states. So here it is. And then I just put learn React, right? So I'll just put learn React, and then I'll just save it. So once I do this, just give me 1 second. So once I save this one, I can try using an npm test. And before that, let me do an npm start to see if I'm able to watch this coming up. Okay, so it is starting the development server. It has compiled successfully. The same way, if I go to the ZSH and do an npm test, I'll be able to run the test successfully as well. Hopefully, yes, it passed. So we will ditch the test after this. So now we have reorganized all the data. So I'm just gonna add this to gitignore. And yeah, so now what I'm gonna do is, yeah, so this is something new. Like this particular file is getting created every time when I run the ESLint thing. So it is ESLint catchy. So get rid of that too by adding it in the gitignore file. Okay. So now the first thing which we will be doing is we will try to add these things: reorganized and cleared the clutter. And let me push it. Cool. So I believe the latest code is available here as well. Yes, reorganize then. Yes, that's here. And cool. The next thing which we will be doing is let's start setting up the scene completely. So this is the app, right? So for the app, I'm just going to put app. And here, I want to have the background here. So before that, we need a CSS file or a CSS file. Let's go ahead with that. So I'll go to the index.js file and I'll import dot slash styles slash index.css for now. Since we are going to have it very simple, I'm just going to have a single index.css file. And let's see how it looks. If I give body, if I do like star M0, P0, listen. Okay, for some reason this is not actually working. So we go back to our thing, save it, save this, boom, it works. So now the first thing which I'm going to do is add with the dot app, and before that let's go to our body. Since the assets are here, I'm gonna do a background, let it be black. I'll add the URL assets background.jpg, and that actually worked. So let's give a color as well. Boom, that works. Now with app that we have got, let's do something really nice. So this is completely the whole page. It looks like this, and we don't need this learn React really. And instead, we might need some specific divs where it needs to be positioned correctly. And let's do one thing. Let's try to position on this light to get some kind of an output. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another div, click area, and then I'm just going to save this. There will be nothing that you can see here, but these two lights are going to be the clickable things. Okay. So this is the main idea. So now what I'm going to do is inside our index.css, I'm going to do HTML, body, app to have height 100%. And then if we are this way, if you go inside the body, inside the root, okay, the body is taking the complete width, complete height, but not the root or app. Okay, so we need to add the root as well. So I'm just going to do root. Now, if I see the root is also taking 651, this is also taking 651, and click area is also taking click area, we will make it take 651. Okay, so if I do dot click area, so this click area is also taking the complete height. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do now is when something is getting clicked on here, we need to make sure this is getting clicked in the right place. So if I try to change any of these dimensions, it is always better to play around with the 1920 width. Okay, so this will work only since we are making only a prototype. It is going to work only in this big screen. Okay, so let me quickly yes, Chandni, CMD is the best. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I need to find which area I'm just actually clicking. Okay, so this is one of the common questions that is asked in a lot of DS algo and applications as well. So when you're trying to ask, when you're trying to be given any kind of a homework for takeaway homeworks, etc. So this is one of the common questions that's been asked. So let's do one thing. Let's go to the console. If I click on this, I need to see what is the coordinates I'm having. Okay, so what I can do now is, yeah, unfortunately, this is not, what do you call this? This is not responsive. That is one thing which I wanted to say. Or the better way to make this thing is making it responsive. So I'm going to do width 1090, sorry, 1920. 1080, something like this. If I do that way, I can see the whole page as well, so that I don't need to consider anything on these places. So this will actually scroll up and down, which is also good in one way, which is good actually. Okay, so let's do this way. Nice. Now this will work in all the screens, even in mobile it will work. Okay, so we have set the background. Setting background done. Now the next thing that we are going to do is We'll go into the app.js and then we will create a handler click handler, handle click, and then we'll do event.prevent default. So here, when on click event is fired, we'll do handle click. And then here we will be finding out what is the coordinates. So there are like loads and loads of things are there here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use console.log and then use object.keys and then E. We'll see what all the keys that I'm getting. See, there are 32 keys that I'm getting here. Okay. So I'm just going to zoom this in a bit. So there are like a couple of things which says ScreenX, ClientX, PageX. These are a couple of things that I might be interested in. So I'm going to take those things, const. So let's do ScreenX. Screen Y. Client X. Client Y. Then let's do page X and page Y. Page X and page Y, these things should come from the E. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to console.log these things here. But before that, let me see if there is anything else that I need. There is also movement X and movement Y. Let's see what all things are there here. Oh, I believe this is for mouse move event. Okay, could that be the thing? So let's try to see what exactly it comes up. Okay, great. So now I have got all these things. So if I try to click on this one, so I've got ScreenX, and so ClientX, PageX, and ScreenX. All these three things are correct for me. So if I try to reduce something and then try to click on here, 862, 862, 862, and even the Y is the same thing, 171. Oh, did you see that Y is totally different? So the screen Y is different from page Y. So what is exactly the same thing? So if I try to click here again, so at this point it is 171. See, page Y is the thing which I need to look at. So 360, that is the closest value. Screen value is totally different. So I should be looking at page X and page Y. So this is what I was looking for. So what about the movement? Movement X and movement Y is always 0. So let's get rid of all these things. The only thing that we require is page X and page Y. Cool. So if I clear everything, click on this, so I get 860 by 353 and 825 and 372. These are the XY coordinates of these things. So if anything that is there inside this one, I will be triggering something. So that's exactly what I need to do now. So this is the current scenario which I need to do. Let me quickly have a look at the YouTube chats. Hey Vinayak. Cool. Okay, let's go on. Now, let's try to fix the coordinates, the left and right coordinates and everything. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just stuck with this one. So if this is the complete thing that we need to look at, so this is the starting area. So page X can be like a bit smaller, so 770 or 775 will work, and page Y 300 works. Okay, so 770 by 300 is the first coordinates that we need. So I'm just gonna annotate it, 770 300. Okay, and then we need another one which is kind of like here, 940 by 425. Okay, so this is the first coordinate, and 940 425. So we have got these two coordinates, which means this is going to be the clickable area, right? So now what we are going to do is, based on the person clicking on that area, we need to give a kind of like an input or something like that. Okay, so let's try to do that. So we have these two things, right? So let me go back to our code, and inside our undo, okay, I'll just remove this one alone. Okay, so now I'm just going to put one quads. So the light one is 770 300 940 425. So this is technically x1 y1 x2 y2. So that's exactly the way we kind of like position the coordinates, right? So if the clicked x1 is between x1 and x2, and the clicked y1 is between y1 and y2, then we have clicked the right place to be to that's the way we will be displaying. So for that we will write another code. Okay, so let me clear all my annotations. Okay, cool. Let me quickly ask everyone if thanks Sohini. Okay, so Sohini is also here. She's an awesome person. Okay, super. So the next thing what we will be looking at is a way by which we will be evaluating the click function. Okay, so what we will do right now is we just added the click event handler. And then let's also add one more thing. This is our stuff anyway. So let's have a helper here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a helper, and it's going to be okay, for now I'll just use helpers or click help like coords.js. I'm going to do an export const is light bulb. Has clicked first bulb. I know it's a huge thing. Let's do x comma y. And we know that the coordinates of the light bulbs are, this is the one. If the coords are in this, then then return true. So in simple terms, what we are going to do is const coords will be this, and we'll be getting an x and y, right? So if x is greater than or equal to coords of 0 and x is less than or equal to coords of 2, the same way we'll be using the y coordinates as well. So for y, instead of 0 and 2, we'll make it as 1 and 3. So 1, 3. So this is the condition to return. Okay, so we'll be just doing return if this is correct. Okay, so that's what we will be doing. So we can even make this into a generic function. We can add coords here, and then we can get rid of this whole thing. Has clicked coords, and in the app.js, we know that this is the light bulb thing. We can also do console.log has clicked coords. This will automatically import it from the other file for me. I'll just send the page X and page Y here. Okay, and then I need to send the coords as well. So here I'll just cut this coords and put it over here. All right, so I can just run coords. This is going to be x0, y1, x2, y2, then return true. All right, so that's what I have done so far here. Now I've given this console.log and gave this one. Now if I clear everything, click on here, it is false. Click here, it is false. Click this, it's true. Click this slightly, it's true. Click this slightly away, it's false. So this is exactly, so yeah, it perfectly works. So now we have created one particular coords like this, and there will be another particular coords we need to create. Okay, so what we can do is some handler for the light bulb one. Okay, handler for light bulb 1, and we need the light bulb 2 handler as well. Okay, so the same way we will just put here. So we need to find the coordinates for the light bulb 1 now. Sorry, 2 now. Let me check if there are any comments. Okay, not many. Okay, cool. Now what we are going to do is, for this second handler, we'll try to find out what are all the options available. So let's clear everything. So I want this particular, when the user clicks from here till this, or maybe till this, might work. Okay, so 450, right. So this is going to be 1225 375. So 1225 375. The second one is 1320 455. 1320 455. So clicked on light bulb 2. Bulb 1. Okay, so if I clear everything, and then let's get rid of this one as well. And if I click here, nothing. Clicked on light bulb 1. This is clicked on light bulb 2. So to an extent, we have got something. So we have got this one. So if this happens, we need to get some input from the user. Okay, let's keep everything in the simple ways possible. Created a helper to see where user has clicked. That's the worst commit message I have written so far. Created handlers for both light bulbs. Nice. Now, the first thing what I have done is if the user clicks on this, something needs to happen. Okay. So let's do like if prompt of what do you see, and if this is equal to light, or maybe the code is light 1, then let's give an alert. So these two things, since we are using React, we will be using window dot. So let's use window dot alert. Wow, that's right. You got a point. Okay, so we've got 1 point for this. Else, we can just try again. Sorry, try again. Okay, so this is the same thing we will be using for this one as well. For the second one, which is going to be almost similar to this. Let's make it as light 2. And let's get rid of this console.log. Now, if I clear everything, if I click on it, nothing will happen. And you can't even see the source code as well. So when you see the source code, there will be a bundled file. So the bundled file, you don't, I mean, like right now, you will be able to see something like this. But in the reality, the bundled file will be like completely chunked, something that is not possible for you to decode as well. So this is completely safe to have passwords, not exactly passwords, but to have the coordinates and all those things. So the moment I click on here, I get something like, what do you see? Sorry, try again. And I just click on this, say light 1. Wow, that's right, you got a point. And I can set a state as well. So if I go to the components, I've got this app here. So I've got app props. There are no props here. So maybe I can do a state here. And I can do bulb 1 false, bulb 2 false. Now with this one, what I can do is once I have said this is correct, I can do something like this dot set state bulb 1 true, and this needs to be done only when bulb 1 is false. So this dot state dot bulb 1 is false, and you have clicked on this. This should do something. That's right, you got a point. You don't want multiple points for it, right? The same way, we can also give points 0, and then we can do like points as this dot state dot points plus 1. So you need 2 points to come out of this row, level, something like that. You need to click on the light, first light, and then use light 1, and click on the second light. You need to use light 2. So that is what we have been thinking of doing. Okay, so let's add these two things. So this is bulb 2, and you are incrementing the points. Now, before we do this, we will use a bulb 2 thing for this one. If this dot state, okay. So now if you see here, there is bulb 1 is false, bulb 2 is false, and points are 0. Okay. So this is what is the current scenario with the app. Now, if I try to click on anywhere, there is nothing will happen. No one knows what's going to happen. So I click on this, it says, what do you see? Oh, nice. I'm just going to say light. It says, sorry, try again. So I go again, click that. So let's say bulb, or else maybe I'll use light 1 itself. Wow, that's right. You got a point. So if I go back to our components, we can see that there is a point 1 here. And if I try clicking again on this one, I won't be able to get that one. So the same way, if I do this one, I do light 2. That's right. And I've got like 2 points. I have solved both the bulb 1 and bulb 2. Okay. So this is something which I wanted to do. And now we have handled created a state object and points. So we have done these things. Now the next thing is we need to show it visually somehow, that there are two options that you need to show. You need to solve two problems, two puzzles are there in this, and then you need to solve these two things. So let's say puzzle icon. Okay, so it looks like this. Let's go to our the small images thing, this flaticon.com. This is one of the best resource to use the PNG puzzles. Clue, maybe. Let's go with puzzle itself. Let's use this one. This looks nice. So I'll use the PNG version. That's an SVG. So I'll just download this PNG. I'll use the free download. And if I open this particular file, okay, there is no spaces outside. So this is perfect. Any questions so far, people? Everyone is like very quiet.
No questions yet.
Yeah. How many of you are watching this one? Okay, so let's go ahead and make this puzzle inside the assets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this here. So this is the puzzle.png. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna use the same thing. And here we have got this click area and all, right? So let's close these things. Nice. So now we have got something like this, right? So inside the click area, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, so click area will have the handling click handler. And I'll go to our index.css. For the click area alone, I'll give position relative. And then inside the click area, if I have dot puzzle, that's going to be position absolute. Well, technically, I don't want it to be positioned absolute. So I'm not going to touch the click area at all. So I'm just going to do puzzle as position fixed. I want to put this in the bottom. So bottom 0 and right 0. Okay, so right bottom there will be this thing. Okay, and I will give some padding as well. So padding 15 pixels so that it has some 15 pixels padding. Then let's have something inside the puzzle. Okay, so which is supposed to be here dot puzzle. I'm gonna put high. So the high shows me here. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give these two things. So bulb 1 and bulb 2, right? So I want two images. Okay, and these two images are coming from the assets, right? I need to see somehow, I need to show a difference between the completed puzzle and not completed puzzle. So I have got this puzzle and I need another puzzle which is complete. Okay, puzzle and complete. For this complete thing, what I want to do is I need to put a tick mark in front of it. So I'll just go back, images.google.com. Let's go with file type PNG, check. So I'll just go with something really nice. This looks good, but I want transparent background. Okay, cool. So this actually looks good. Even before doing anything at all, this one looks really good. Maybe I can make it a bit smaller and give a tick mark on top of the puzzle. Do you think this looks good? Any other better ideas?
We can keep it small and upward at the
Like
top.
this? You
Oh,
have this
okay,
small amount of in.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
let's leave it this way.
Perfect. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now what we are going to do is we need to import those two images here. So what I'm going to do is import unsolved from assets um, puzzle.png, and we'll do another one, import complete from complete.png. Okay, so we've got two things. So we have got these two things. If I try to put here unsolved, and let's have one complete. Okay, if I save this one and look at here, wow, that looks like this. All right, so for all these images dot puzzle img, I need a margin left of 10 pixels, and the width should not exceed 50 pixels. So it looks like this. Still it is not that big, so let's add a 150 pixels. Okay, that's so big. 100 pixels, and margin left can be like 25 pixels, like 25% of the thing. Okay, so you got like two puzzles and one puzzle is solved, kind of. What we can do here is by default we can give opacity 0.5 so that it looks like this. And if I do a image dot solved, we can do opacity 1. Okay, something like this. So what happens now is we can also give a class name and this dot state dot bulb 1. Then it's going to be solved, if not null. So if I do this, obviously it's going to be null. So if I do the same thing here, let's try to solve one, light one. Boom, that's bright now. So this is what I was expecting. So the same way, I'm just going to copy the same thing. Actually, till this, I'll add it here. So this is going to be 2. Let's close this one. So this is going to be unsolved. Oh, wait, supposed to be solved. Okay, complete or unsolved. Cool. If I try to click on this one and do light 2, boom, that worked. If I do light 1, boom, these two things, I got a solved thing. Okay. Once I have solved both of them completely, I need to show up something. So let's do it. So this one shows the progress. Displayed the progress of game. Cool. So if I refresh this page, it's still not solved. So clicking on this one, light 1, boom, that's solved. And there is still one more. So I just need to do it like light 2, boom, I've solved it. So here we need to do a solved thing. So let's try solved. And if we have something nice here, which is looking really superb, I guess I'll go with this one. This looks really nice. Or maybe this one. Okay, that's costly. This one, nope. Oh, actually this looks good, but it's not good for dark background, I believe. So this is mainly for the light backgrounds. Yeah, in dark background it shows very bad. Let's try this one. case solved. Okay, let's try case solved. It's a transparent PNG that we need. And now that actually I need, like, I want something like this. This looks really good. Those things which I really like, that is not working correctly. Okay, I'll just use this one. Okay. Right. So all I require is only this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just try to let's try to crop this one, and this is gonna look like this. Okay. So which is good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'll save it on my desktop as solved. Technically I cannot have solved because I was using solved already. Okay, complete is what I solved. Okay, so solved is something which I can use now. So I've got solved here. So what I will do is go back here, use one thing here which says solved from solved, and then let's create something for the solved area. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, already there is puzzle here. Let me use another one, solved, and then I am just going to use only one image which is solved, and then case solved, or let's use it as puzzle solved or room solved. Okay, so now in this one we can even do something like this. Start. Oh, actually we don't need this one. So so what happens here is this is going to say, if this is solved, then it's going to be saying incomplete, something like this. So this is just an alt text that is not much required. So let's see how this works actually. Now I've got this one. Oh, this also had some nice outline as well. Okay, that's fine. We'll just leave this. So right now, if I try to inspect this element, it says puzzle 1 incomplete. So if I do light 1, so it says puzzle 1 complete. So that's how this works. Let's go back. Added. Okay, so for the solved things, what we can do is there is this room solved stuff, right? So technically it is here. So what we will be doing here is, let's go back to our index.css and dot complete. Let's give position fixed and top 50%, left 50%, and transform translate I'm just going to give 50%, minus 50%, and minus 50%. So what happens is it's going to go boom like this. So for this one, if I use complete before and give a content nothing display block, and then position absolute, left 0, right 0, top 0, bottom 0, and give an RGB a black color background, it's going to show me this way. Okay, but this is not exactly what I was looking for. Crap. Okay. All right. So this is not something which I was looking for. So let's screw this. It's not working. I was planning to give a like a dark background and then saying that this is solved or something like that, showing only these two things and this one. But yeah, it did not work. So if we have complete, I want this background to get dulled. So if I do puzzle, and if I do that here, let me put after. No, not for puzzle. I guess it should be click area. Cool, this worked, and I don't want this to be completely stuff. So red, green, blue, 0.75 maybe. So something like this. This has become very dark now. If I put 1, it's like completely closed. Only these two things are working. Okay, so I'm just gonna give 0.75, and then that works. Okay, so this needs to happen only when the puzzle is solved. Okay, so I'm adding this solved thing. So this solved thing should go to the click area. So where is our click area? Here it is. So class name, we already have click area. Along with it, if this dot state dot bulb 1 and this dot state dot bulb 2, then give space solved, else nothing. So this is something which I wanted to give, and the same way this should be coming only when this these two things are solved. So what I'm going to do is, for this particular whole stuff, just gonna give this condition and save it. Nothing comes up. If I click on this, light 1, boom, one thing solved. Light 2, boom. There you go. So kind of this is what we did. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add those things. Displayed a puzzle solved picture once both solved. So I'll just push the code now. The one thing which we can do now is, there are a lot of times we have used this dot state dot this dot state dot kind of a thing. So we see how many times this dot state dot bulb has been used here. Looks like there are around 12 places where we have used this dot state dot bulb. So a simple thing we can do is const bulb 1 comma bulb 2 equal to this dot state. Now I don't need this dot state dot bulb or anywhere, which I can change it to. Not here though. Let me do it. bulb. Okay. Now if there is anything that has changed here, I can revert it back. Okay. And revert this. Okay, cool. Now this should actually work. So light 1. Oh. Okay, that worked. Light 2. That's a point. Okay, solved. So simple escape room design. And hey, just a second. I guess I have been doing something really bad. Pretty width supposed to be setting should be reset. Okay, cool. Now save it. That should work this way. Cool. Yeah, fixed performance stuff. Actually, I'll make it as optimized code. Just pushing the code now. So boom, now we have got this. So clicking on this light one, boom, that works. Light two, solve the case. So this way we can even do a lot of things. For example, you can have multiple pages where this particular thing has how many shadows. We can ask that something like that, and then we can do something on that area. So something. What do you think? Let me quickly check the YouTube chat. Thanks, Sanrith. And hi, Brito. Cool. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. And I'm just going to go stop my screen sharing and get to Darsh here. So Darsh is also here now. Hey, what do you think, man?
Awesome.
Done with the whole thing.
Yes. You did it really well, man.
No, I actually did not expect that I will be able to complete it in 1 hour. I'm so sure about it.
That's perfect. We really enjoyed that. Actually, I am doing React since last 1 year, and for the first time, I have seen someone coding a game or using React. So that was really.
I was really interested in like escape rooms for the past couple of days, because we are all in the pandemic, and whenever it comes to the December holidays, my company and all the companies generally say like, okay, it's December holidays, let's start doing a game or something. And recently they came up with this idea of using virtual escape rooms. I really loved it. I thought like, okay, why don't we do something on that area? And boom, the idea came up.
Awesome.
And
perfect. You did it really well, man.
Thanks, man.
So, thanks for choosing this particular topic for.
Thanks for approving the topic, by the way.
Yes. So, do we have any questions? So
we can show the points too. Yeah. That's one of the good ideas. Vaibhav says awesome, thank you. And Vinayak says interesting. Hey, by the way, with Vinayak, we have another live stream on this weekend.
Okay.
Sorry, next week.
Okay.
So there will be something awesome. Tomorrow, I have a nice live stream coming up, which is related to Google, the Google certifications and how to crack the certification exams and Google cloud platform, etc. So if you are interested, go ahead, and don't forget to give this video a like and share it with your friends. Do subscribe to this channel. So these are a couple of things which I wanted to say. So people who are watching
awesome.
Yeah,
so sure.
YouTube, just come here and check it out. Yeah.
Sure, Praveen. So I will surely share your YouTube channel in the Facebook Live as well, so people can join your live afterwards. And if anyone has any questions, so they can ask in the comment section, so that we can take the questions and Praveen can answer them as well. So
perfect.
And if not, you can.
Do we have our? Hey man, can you send me the YouTube? Facebook Live link. Haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let me just quickly bring it to
you. Send it over in LinkedIn.
Sure. Yeah.
So how was the stream? How did you enjoy it? Please put your comments in the stuff, and any questions.
Guys,
or
please
anything.
Make sure you subscribe to Praveen's channel. He's doing amazing job. Yeah, so he's
so this is just a primer. I know that this is going to be the dumbest game possible, but still, with that being said, it is just a primer, and it's actually nice, right? Like it's good for a start, and I thought like, why
Yeah,
not
yeah,
I
yeah.
do this?
Sure, sure.
Thanks,
Perfect.
man. I got the
Perfect.
link. I'll have a quick look at.
Perfect. Sure, sure, sure. So we
Awesome.
don't have any questions yet. So people can anytime post their questions in the comment section, and Praveen can revisit them and answer them to you as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, thank you so much, Praveen, for this particular wonderful session. That was really insightful, and we are glad to have you in our stream. So thank you
Definitely.
so much. Yeah, and
Thanks, Dash.
thanks
Okay, I'm
everyone who
just.
joined us. Yeah.
Yeah, go on, go on. Sorry.
Okay. So I would like to thank everyone who joined us today for this live stream. And yeah, awesome.
Okay, so
That
we
was
are gonna
really
go
nice.
to the end screens, and in case if you have any comments, put it on the YouTube live, and we are going boom.